Hey everyone, welcome to Quick Tips for Guitar by Anthem Songs. I am Crawford, and today we're going to be talking about using a pick to strum or play your guitar. Now I have 3 picks here, and you're going to ask the question, well, what kind of pick should I use? Should I even use a pick? We'll talk a little bit about that. I have 3 picks here. One is very soft, and it says 0.46 millimeters. This one is a Fender Thin, which is actually kind of a medium rigid. And this is a pick from a band called FHL. Check them out. Cool band, FHL. And this is a really rigid. So you might say, okay, well, I want to play with a pick, but I don't know which one to use. Well, when it comes down to it, it's really up to personal taste and choice. There is no real right answer, but I'll give you a couple of thoughts on it. When you play with a rigid pick, and I'm going to put these over here, you're going to get a real heavy sound. Okay, good. It's good for rhythm strumming. So that's a rigid pick. Now we'll go with a little medium. So medium, you can hear right away. It's not as loud, it's not as strong, and it has a little more of a click to it as it goes over the strums. Hear a little more of a click to it. I don't mind this medium pick. I like this pick. This is a good pick to use. But my favorite is a thin. Now, you can get even thinner than this. This is a pretty thin pick. And what I like to do is actually rotate around to the other edge, not the very pointy edge. But you can hear already how it's got a lot of clicking to it as it goes over the strings. It's a lot softer. You're not going to get that sort of pronounced sound for each note. It's going to be a lot more of a fluid sound. So personally, I really like this. The reason I like it is because you can do a lot with it. You can still strum and still sound a good strum, but you can also get, when you play a little softer, a little slower, you can get a more of a nuanced sound. With the rigid pick, you're going to get a very distinct, strong sound. And that may not work for all songs. Now, again, there is no right or wrong answer. I would suggest that you get a number of different picks that have different thicknesses to them and just play some different songs and just see what you like. See what you like to play with. I like the soft and the medium. Now, should you even use a pick? Again, a kind of preference. I often will sometimes just use my fingers. And what that's going to do is it's going to give a much more general sound, right? With a pick, you're actually hitting notes. So you're going to get a very defined sound. But when you're playing with just your fingers, it's going to be a lot more general. So that's something to keep in mind. The nice thing about playing with your fingers and not using a pick is that you can actually pick with your fingers a lot easier. Right? And that's a nice sound too. So it really depends on what you're playing. We are going to do some videos on strumming and on finger picking and some techniques around that. But just know that I actually use all 3 of the variations. Sometimes just finger picking, sometimes finger strumming, sometimes, most often I use a pick because I enjoy it and I can get a lot of different sounds out of it. So play around with different picks, see what you like. Again, make your own style. Have fun and just enjoy the guitar. So that's it for this video. Leave us your comments or send us an email, team@anthemsongs.com. or on all of our social media platforms. Let us know what you think, any questions you've got, and I'll see you next time.